Hey, welcome back. This is my 2026 review of a 2015 Chevy Silverado LTZ. This is everything that's gone wrong with my truck since I've owned it brand new from the dealership. It's got 232-ish thousand miles on it now. So there's 13 things I want to tell you about that you need to know. Some of it's just age, but this is what I have experienced with this truck. So the first thing that happened that was bad, about 55,000 miles, the air conditioning unit went out on this thing. So I'm still making payments on it, like $700 a month or something, and it sucked. And I called the dealership and talked to the salesman about 3 weeks after it went out, because that's when my lifters and camshaft went out. So that went out at like 60,000 miles. And he said, actually, I put a 100,000 mile warranty on your truck. I figured you probably wouldn't mind having that. So that's the second thing that went out, was my cam and lifters, because of the active fuel management system likes to shut your car or your truck rather down to 4 cylinders to save gas, but it doesn't oil that end of the engine. And so that whole system kind of sucks. So I'll leave a link below for the AMF fuel management system, AMS, whatever, disabler. I'll leave a link for one of those. It's an affiliate link, but they're like $60 or something like that, and it'll save you thousands of dollars. So the third thing, the brakes are crazy on this thing. There was a recall. And I've had the recall done on it, and it still does it. What happens is if you push your brake down and then you let off of it and push it down again, like if you don't step on the gas, the brakes feel like they're not going to hold. Your truck will roll, and you have to stand on top of the brake pedal. So I don't know what the fix is for that. The recall didn't fix mine, but that's the third thing that happened to it. The fourth thing is the gas tank. If you go to fill this thing up from like under half a tank or whatever, it'll keep clicking. I did a video on that. It took like 12 or 13 times of trying to put gas in this thing to get the gas to go in, because it'll keep shutting off. There's a vapor lock or something in there that goes out in them. If you overfill it one time, it's cooked. And I didn't know that, so I filled it up till it clicked, and then I filled it up a little bit more till it topped off. You can't do that with these vehicles, because it'll absolutely kill that, and then you'll have to get that repaired. 5 is, this truck has been through 5 batteries. Now I've got 232,000 miles on it, but I've replaced 5 batteries in it, and batteries are a bitch to change in this thing, because you have to take out the mass airflow, the air intake, and all that. It is a pain of a bitch. So anyways, 6, I've replaced the headlights in this thing 4 times. So the driver's side isn't that bad, but again, on the passenger side where the battery is, it is such a bitch. And actually, it's not easy on this side, because there's little cups you have to get your hand down there and like try to figure out how to take the thing out and realign it, and you got to hold your tongue just right. It's a real pain in the ass. So let's see. So the sunroof rubber plates. Let's get inside the truck real quick, and I'll show you. They're not really rubber plates, but these things right here, they keep wanting to come out, and you have to keep sticking them back in. It's a real big pain in the ass. If I had to do it over again, I wouldn't even get a goddamn sunroof in my truck. I don't ever use it. They have potential of leaking. Mine hasn't yet, but the transmission went out at 172,000 miles. It was $4,200 to have that rebuilt, and they had to put a heater bypass. They had to bypass the heater. There's a lot of bypasses that have to be done in these trucks. So if you get a new one, look into getting a transmission heater bypass or delete or whatever, and then get the automatic fuel system disabler thing. It'll be linked, like I said, in the description. You got to get one of those. You get both those things taken care of. This truck will probably last you until you're sick of it and you want to get something different. So next, At 231,000 miles, my starter went out. That was about $350, $400 to have that replaced. I had a shop do it, and that's what it cost. I mean, that, you know, it was labor and everything out the door, but that's what happened at 231,000 miles. That was a month and a half, 2 months ago. But I mean, that's a lot of miles. Now, granted, a lot of my mileage is highway, so I don't use my starter a whole bunch, but you know, mine lasted 231,000 miles. And I just trimmed this off. Let me show you weather stripping that just came off my door. And I just trimmed that off because it was flapping and it sucked. So that just happened. Passenger door actuator. So the passenger door actuator is the thing that for the automatic locks just went out. That was $416 to have this guy replaced. They have to take the door panel out and all that stuff. So I had that replaced last month, and that was $416. Let's see, backup camera. Oh, it doesn't always display. Yeah, so here's your backup camera on your vehicle. And sometimes when you put it, that camera doesn't want to come on, and you don't realize how helpful that thing is until it doesn't work right. I don't know what the fix is for that, but mine doesn't always come on. The armrest. Almost everybody I know that I've talked to that has these trucks, they end up having that replaced. I'll probably have to have mine replaced, but I've also got a seat issue that I'm going to have the seat replaced on there, or the seat covering replaced. I'm going to go ahead and buy that and have that done. So, and I forget what the code is that it throws up on the screen. Trailer braking system likes to throw codes every now and then, and I haven't gotten mine replaced because it quits after 2 or 3 days. It just stops doing it, and then I forget about it. But the trailer assist does that. You know, comes on and says, "Oh, you got a problem with your trailer braking system." And then the very last thing that I can think of that wasn't written down, but is, so this is 15 things you all need to know about this truck. And I don't have this problem too much in Florida. Like, we're supposed to get snow tomorrow, which is really rare. But the last thing is on the front. Come here, I'll show you where they are. The sensors. If it snows, so this truck has park assist, right? So if it snows, these park assist sensors here get filled up with snow. And so what you got to do, and I'll save you, because if you don't know, you don't know. And you don't know what you don't know, right? So here, let me show you what button to press on your truck, right? So you see this button right here with the P? Let me tap the focus right here. If you press that, it'll make that thing quit making the alert noise. So anyways, yeah, 232,000 miles. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start the truck up. I'll give you an exact mileage on it. So I've got 232,692 miles. I've had my truck. I bought it off the showroom floor in 2015. I love my truck. I love my truck. It's had some issues. It's had some things that went wrong with it. It also had a recall for the side curtain airbags. I had that taken care of. I didn't have any issues with mine. I know some people probably did, but so that's like 16 total things that you need to know before you buy a 2015 Silverado or anything like 24 or 2014 up to, what is it, 2019? I think that's pretty much all of it. And I think they changed the engines up, but they still have that automatic fuel disabling system on there, so you still need to get the thing I was talking about. But hey, listen, if that helps you all, please subscribe, like, whatever. I usually don't ask for all that stuff, but I'm gonna do it this time. See what happens. All right, thank y'all for watching. If y'all had anything else happen to your all's truck, let me know. I know that there's been some electrical gremlins that I've heard about. This truck has been everywhere. I lived in Kentucky for 12 years with this truck. So it's been through snow, it's been through mud holes, it's been through water, you know, it's been in the sand, it's been in the beach down at Daytona. You know, I've put it through all kinds of stuff. Now I'm gonna tell you this. So this is 17. This is a bonus. And I'm gonna show y'all. On your back tires, this is not really you spend this kind of money on it, you don't really want to mud in it. But your back tires, you ought to get you some halfway aggressive tires on there. Because that way, like especially some snow you're gonna have to go through or whatnot. And the reason is, if your back tires, there's no real weight back here, so you need a little extra grip. Now on my truck, I got like regular street tires on the front, but on the back, I find that having those mud tires, or they're not really mud tires, they're like an all-terrain or whatever tire. I find that really helps sand and stuff like that. So that might be something y'all want to look at. So anyways, like I said, man, if I helped you out, or you know, you thought this was good content, let me know. If y'all had anything else happen to your all's truck, let me know that too, because there's other people out here that are looking for trucks, and I want to make sure they have all the information. So if something different happened to yours, leave a comment. All right, thank y'all. Bye.